Hello everyone, I'm Brian, together with Grim, Illusion and Leo. We'd like to present the seeding today for the Frontspawn Classic Cup. Hello guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
We're also here to introduce all the teams, Brian.
Yeah, so also introducing the teams of course, yeah. And if you guys have any questions regarding the club, feel free to spam in the chat your questions and I will ask the people here if we can answer them.
Yeah, and if they had a good night's sleep and have a question tomorrow, they can also ask it just on Discord. Doesn't have to be in Twitch yet.
Yes. So,
Mhm.
everyone ready?
Yeah, let's go.
I am
Let's
ready,
do
yes.
it.
So these are the teams. All right. These are the teams for the how do you say for the default cup.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have 10 signups for this cup for the default mode. And I think that's perfect. It's an even number. And it's bigger than the last couple of times, or more signups, that is. And we're happy for everyone that signed up. And
Yeah, I was going to say there's quite a few people, and probably the Finnish guys could have had like 3 teams instead of one. There's so many
yeah,
of them,
I think the
which is
entire
great. Which is
Finland
great.
is playing Medal of Honor now. I guess harsh winter, right? They all found the computer again.
COVID winter.
Well, let's
Yeah,
take a look at the lineups then.
yeah,
So these are the lineups. So some teams actually only have 4 players at the moment, which is a shame. Let's hope they can find a few more players. But
yeah. And let's talk a bit about them. I guess the first team or it's not the first team that signed up, but the first team on the list is Bloodsport. Uh,
Mhm.
we called it the Zazu's team for quite a bit because they took a long time to find a name. They already had some roster moves during preparation, and now they have a final roster that they're starting the cup with. It's Zazu, Chris, Sol, and Danny. It's a bit of a mix-up between old school players and new school players, I would say. What do you guys think?
It's like Chris and Sol played on AB, right? Airborne. So
Yeah,
they played the previous cup together, and then Chris plays a lot with Zazu on Frontspawn, so it makes sense, I guess, to team up.
Yeah,
And then
and
they needed a fourth, then basically. So yeah,
and Soul, is this Soul that used to play default back in the day, or
yeah, it's him, yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it was quite
Dutch
good. And
Fuba.
it seemed like an interesting lineup.
and Chris is
Mixing things up.
currently the #1 default player in the 2-on-2 ladder, right?
I think he is, yeah.
So
Yeah,
good lineup.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
There's a few
they've got good
people.
firepower.
There's few people really active on Frontspawn, and it's good and fun to see that they're improving by the day and becoming better. I guess good competition for the few clans that are like standing above everyone else. Um,
So yeah, moving on.
moving on to the entire Finland. The Finnish default force is here to defend Finnish pride and I guess all their saunas and whatever they drink beers.
12 players they have.
12
That's
players, yeah.
insane. 12 people playing. That's amazing to see. And maybe a lot of the newer players, if you can call them that, maybe don't realize just how good Finnish players used to be in default when it was like the main, or at least very close to the realism ladders back in clan base.
Yeah.
There's some well-known names here that will be fun to play against again and see how they do, because I think they can cause some surprise to some of the clans that don't know them that well. They've been quite active on Frontspawn lately, haven't they, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play quite a lot of pre-mates with their
Yeah,
stack.
and it's a bit of a mix-up, right? It almost feels as if some players kept playing games and they're still quite good, and some players are like getting the hang of it again and are taking their time to get back into the groove, I would say. So they have a mix of, I guess, people that just came back and a mix of people that that are playing for a bit now, and they're forced to be reckoned with. I would say they can surprise everyone. They surprised some teams previous cup even, right, in the beginning when they did their fallback tactics on V2. Some people didn't expect that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're a wild card for sure on this cup.
And I would say Mark Green is a hell of a sniper, and he can make a change even on V2.
I'm
Yeah, I
just
can.
I'm just glad we hopefully can see some 5-on-5s because they have 12 players, so should not be a problem.
And if there isn't enough people, that they clearly can spare some subs, so it
Yeah,
should be
maybe
fun.
1-2 Bloodsport and graphics.
They, yeah, they are maybe like trying to bank in the future. Like during the cup when people need players, they're gonna sell them.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. So let's move on to the current kings of default. Grim.
Yeah,
Strong lineup.
Forty. And Grim is their leader, their captain.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah, you signed them up, so you're the captain, man.
Okay.
Talking about default legends from back in the day.
We see one roster change. Still one
Oh,
player
yeah.
from me.
It's still one player
Yeah,
for me, yeah.
Huber is a cool addition, I think, for Forte, but at the same time, it's interesting to see how you're going to sort out the sniper situation on a 4v4. He was really good for move quickly last season, sniping, wasn't he? I think
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
going to be fun to watch. Definitely not fun to play against, but fun to watch.
Yeah, I think we got sniper position pretty much covered. I think Dimi can snipe, Fuber can snipe, Biatch can snipe as well.
And money
So
too.
and so most of us, except me, I guess, can just switch a lot
Well,
between SMG and sniper.
if we go back in the day, like we're talking about back in the day, without trying to crawl up your ass, you were probably a better sniper than all of them.
Maybe a long time ago, yeah, but nowadays.
Yeah,
Is that
you were.
because he was probably the only one playing out of the team back in the day, or?
Nah, Fubo was playing and
Nah.
Biartz was playing. 24 he was banned on Glamblaze as usual because he used to be a cheater. Um, Timmy and Money are quite younger, I think, than most.
Yeah.
Dimi is like only 20, I think, but Money is maybe, I think he's like 30 maybe now. So he's
Okay.
not that young anymore, but I mean he's a bit younger than most of us. But yeah, I hope Dimi doesn't feel left out. Not that we are full Belgian team almost. But in terms of comms, I think it's fine. I think we're all comfortable talking English.
did you
So
also
Well,
lose a player or not? I can't remember.
I
Tommy.
think Tommy, I think
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Tom
dropped
will
out.
probably join in the semi-final, right?
I think so. It's
Okay, just checking.
uh, but I think Moni won't play as much this season. I think he wants to play more of a backup role. So yeah.
What made you choose Fuber, or was it just like a mutual decision? Like, or did you ask him to join?
I think he just wanted to play with some Belgian players. To be honest, I don't think he's ever played a cup with me, and he likes. I think he knows Vinny quite well, and they're mates, I guess. So yeah, they just more like I suppose tighter group, maybe just kind of on the same page. How we want to play, I guess.
Okay. Well, good luck to you guys, and you're
let's move on.
probably the strongest contender in the default cup. Let's
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
hope
it's hard to
there's
counter
someone.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope there's some teams out there that can bring it to the
I,
table,
I,
to challenge them.
it should be probably closer than the last cup because now it's stock maps again, right? So
Yeah,
I think last cup we had an advantage because we were all very keen on playing custom maps, and now I think it's more even.
maybe.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope it's more even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be good.
moving on to the next.
Graphics.
Graphics.
Yeah, I've been checking their channel. They have more players. JC is also joining them, and
Ah,
Danny. He also
Danny is
mentioned But
No,
Danny's
that
also in Bloodsport, so
Yeah, Danny is also in Bloodsport. I think Danny is playing for Bloodsport in default and in graphics. They will be adding Jay Z.
He also plays a lot of default. That's good for them also.
Yeah, on paper, like last cup, I would say a pretty decent team. In reality, so far was pretty much a disaster last cup, right? But
fucking
It's
circus
it's
when I watch those guys play.
yeah, it gave some fun moments on stream, and we enjoyed watching them, I suppose,
I think it's
especially in their communication.
yeah, it's always the case with maybe not always is a bit harsh, but most of the times with the UK teams, you know that they can play well. It all just kind of depends on how seriously they want to take the match on that particular day. It can either be really, really tough to play against, or if it starts, going sideways, it can produce a lot of spud team killing nades that make for good clips.
Yeah,
But
it
good
almost seems
players.
as if they need a mix-up of foreign people with UK people to be the best version of themselves. Because 5 UK people is just too much banter, I guess, or too much wine. And
Need someone to keep them in line.
yeah, like BrianDJ when he was a Sixth Sense and they won the cup. And after that, they needed Grim to do the same.
Yeah,
always Benelux guys are needed.
always need European guidance. Anyway,
Yeah, next up, we have the
The
Polish
Polacks.
guys. We were surprised that they signed up for default, but
yeah,
they're
man.
playing quite a bit of default on the Frontspawn ladders. And I suppose they're enjoying it, and that's why they signed up.
Do you think they remember it? Because most of them play at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I wonder
Well,
if they know.
1 o'clock during the day or 1 o'clock in the morning, they always have vodka in their stomach.
Indeed. No, but it's good to see, yeah, that people are just willing to not step up, but just to play really, and then try something different. And it's a pretty big lineup as well. 7 people. It's quite cool to see. So I hope it goes well for them, and they don't find it too shocking versus the realism side of it.
Yeah.
I actually think they might have signed up and started to enjoy default because STG is banned. Mostly, there's only one STG allowed or one machine gun allowed. I would say is better. I think they started enjoying default more because of that. Because there were just a few people around with the STG who were just as good with it in realism as they were on default, and became really hard because of it. And now it's just almost as if they're playing a new game for
Mm-hmm.
them.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's quite right. I think it's probably the same for a lot of people that will be playing again. It definitely does make a difference.
Yeah, it's for me it's much more fun because I would say default is better than realism myself, at least more enjoyable. But then when we came back last year and then we started playing default, and then all the realism players were playing default in a different way than I remembered myself, and it was not very enjoyable. But I guess it's changed again by only allowing one machine gun
And less nades.
and less nades.
Yeah, it just makes it a lot of really fast paced and just more. There's a lot more action. It's just more fun to play. All in all, if it's not super sweaty, then yeah, it's definitely a lot more fun than realism at least.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. A lot of good changes. I think. Well, good for me at least. But nah, I don't know. I think it's yeah. I think it's a lot more enjoyable right now than it was before.
Yeah, and I think the gap is also closing a bit. It's not like, of course, not everyone is on the same level, but there's not as much of a difference of people that only played realism like a year ago or 2 years ago, and now the skill gap kind of closed a little bit. You can
Yeah,
thank a lot of the players that maybe you used to take for granted as being easier to play against. It's not the same at the moment. So I think it might happen with heal skills here if they just keep it up as they have so far.
I hope as well. Let's move on to the next team. Otherwise, we're gonna be here until 12 because
All
we
right,
have
then
quite a few teams to go
let's
through. Also on the realism ladder.
rush through it a bit.
Yeah, the next up is probably a big surprise for most people as well. Is the new lineup for Move Quickly.
Yeah,
They added Boomer and Kenzu to the lineup, and is that a better deal than having Fuber? Who
And
knows?
Pascal, because Pascal suddenly left,
Uh,
so we
yeah,
had to
Oh,
sub.
wow, really, it's a
Pascal
really
MIA.
large roster, man.
Yeah,
So some people that are not as active as others, or what was the? Were you just hoarding people with the same colored flags? What happened there?
now
What was the?
currently Sean is leaving for work for about 1 more month, so three more weeks he's gone, and the cup's already
Okay,
starting. So we also need to sub him, and for default Cookie Monster and default is not really a good deal. So he's more like a backup player for default, and the rest is just the main lineup.
just play as you go. Oh
Yeah,
man, super strong team, and Boomer and Kenzo obviously pretty strong additions as well.
yeah. Nobody wanted Boomer, so we wanted him.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Nah, I'm kidding.
he's
But
a good default player. He can carry himself very well in default.
yeah,
If he has a good game, he can make an impact.
yeah, we played a lot against him. Sorry if you hear my kid crying. He had food. I did everything. He's just crying sometimes.
He just doesn't
Don't
like
worry.
the lineup. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah,
your
I'm
dad is becoming more French.
I'm exciting to see where we can end with this roster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
gonna
probably
be
can do well,
Now you're
but
gonna have a strong team for realism, to be honest. If you play with Johnny and Boomer and Kanzo, that looks strong on
yeah.
paper.
absolutely.
On
Yeah.
paper, they might even look like the best team at the minute, I would say. But in reality, it's going to be difficult because communication is going to be key. I don't
Yeah.
know how good Boomer and Kenzo are communicating in English. Probably quite decent because it's 2022, right? Um,
Should be all right. Yeah.
I hope they do well because I guess we need more good teams to have a more tense competition. Good
Yeah.
luck, Brian.
Thank you.
Good
Let's
luck.
Yeah,
move on. Or you wanna, Illusion, wanna say something?
no, worst of luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, they
Just kidding.
gave you Boomer basically, so
Super strong lineup. It's gonna be fun, as always.
sensation with the long lineup as well. That it looks long because they have different players for default and for realism, but they're all eligible to play for each because they only signed up with sensation.
That's cool to see. Good
Very
old
big
Benelux
roster.
lineup. Yeah,
Nice to see
Um,
some 5-on-5s.
yeah, they will have probably 5 people for default and for realism, so that's good. Um, is there's not much like no surprises here, I would say. Dave is back. He had a little holiday with the Digital Mind previous cup, but now he came back to Daddy Cat Scan.
yeah. See how they do. Moving back to just to classical, classic maps. They did quite well with the custom maps, wasn't it? Dave was a bit of a
Yeah.
nightmare to play against. Very dedicated in finding out where to nade new places. So see if it translates back again to the classical setting. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, Dave had his buddy Kunjin with him, but BrianDJ scared him away, so now he's alone. Let's see how he will cope.
It's
Let's
not
go
very
to
nice.
Psychotic. Yeah, then Brian is a dickhead, man. Let's go to Psychotic. Um, yeah, pretty much they brought back Likide. He started playing again recently, I suppose. Likide left abruptly last time he had some issues with name evolution, if I remember correctly. let's
Some
hope.
controversy ensues.
Yeah, I hope he forgot whatever he did and doesn't do it again this cup.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Unless you have some information you'd like to share, Leo. But
Nah.
hopefully bygones are bygones, and
Yeah.
he's welcoming players back. It's always fun to see more people joining again, and he's been
Of
quite
course.
active in the ladders also, and it does make for a strong lineup. They're not bad players by any means. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Let's hope
Yeah.
they
I think
find two more players or so.
yeah. I think that they can Psychotic can be one of those clans that are very swingy in terms of results if they have again a good day. Kind of like graphics. If they have a good day, they can be very tough to play against. So in default, we'll see how they fare. But I think realism, if it's the same lineup, it is just a strong team overall.
Definitely a strong thing. And yeah,
Shall
let's see what Konami can do this time. He's always like has the same core and then he adds and removes a few, but he's always a strong contender, right?
Absolutely.
shall we
Gonna
Good
be
move?
fun
leader.
to play against them on Hunt now.
Shall we move on to name evolution with Inko and
Yeah, let's
Oh,
go
Joao?
to Name
absolutely.
Let's go.
Evolution. The guys
To
from West Spain, right?
western part of the Iberian Peninsula, not Spain, please.
Well, it's Inko's team,
No
but
need.
Illusion, can you share some thoughts about the lineup?
Um, I mean, it's going to be very interesting because apart from Inco, we've all played with each other at some part, before this lineup. Um, Obviously, it's not a full name evolution lineup without our good friend Andre. Of course, we're going to miss him dearly. But I think it's super strong. I think probably as it
Okay.
usually happens with us, I think people are not going to maybe give us the not going to say respect, but maybe not the expectations that we're gonna go maybe as far as we can. But people would always be happy adding Inco to their team, and we'll see how it goes. Probably better in realism than default, but still, I think we might pull some surprises.
Yeah, it all sounds nice, mate. But what the fuck did you do to Inko for him to drop Boomer so you could play?
I have absolutely nothing to do with that, and
Are
it was
you
actually
that good?
no, it was actually when Bruno said he would play, then Boomer decided not to play. So any questions have to be redirected at Bruno. I'm just
Ah,
the thing that Nash doesn't have, which is it appendix that you say in English? Just that part that nobody cares about. So, but we'll be good. I think we'll be good.
yeah, definitely a strong lineup. For
Hope so.
default. I think for default as well. Last season they played. Did Grim play for the Syntax in default? No, no, he played for Forte as well.
No, I played for Forte. I played for Syntax in Realism.
Yeah. Who did they have last season in default?
It was Inko, Nash, Shuel,
Boomer.
Boomer, and Phil forming the
Okay,
bench.
well, I would say
Yeah,
they definitely improved for default then this year.
I mean, Name Evolution has quite a good experience, I guess, playing defaults. They played quite a lot of defaults, I suppose, back in the day as well. So
uh,
it's quite a
yeah, absolutely.
quite a solid foundation to work from, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, and if Illusion starts playing as well as he did in the first cup during quarantine, then you guys
I think we
might
can do something fun.
yeah, you probably are like good contenders to win as well next to Forte. Probably the better two teams in the default.
mm, yeah, I'd say I'd rank them second after Forte.
Second
Okay.
or third. I don't know. I don't want to be blowing our own trumpet, but
You could
maybe
change
it depends. It
it
depends how it goes.
Yeah.
Talking about blowing trumpets, mate. My team. The Breakfast Boner Club.
Yeah, interesting lineup, Leo. A mix of all kinds of players.
Yeah,
Very European lineup. Every
yeah,
country.
it's
Just no
mostly
Belgians.
no Belgians. No, we fucking hate Belgiums.
Yeah, Grim
And
just hoarded all of them.
yeah, he took them all. I tried to get Fuber interested, but as usual, he just flipped us off. Nah, for real. It's mainly consisting of a few AB players, right? With the major
Mhm.
Mayo and Farnor, and
It's
And the
also
leadership
Mystique and Banzai.
of Haji.
Yeah, Haji didn't have a team. And, I asked him before to join as a joke, and then he came back to me and said, "Well, if you still have a spot, I don't have a team, so might as well join because it's fun to play, right?"
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's cool to see like this sort of lineup where, of course, players are going to try their best as everybody else, but it doesn't look like just people wanting to have some fun in a more competitive setting, and it's cool to see. And there should, hopefully the next season that come along, more people will start doing this, or maybe even dividing instead of having 8 people in a team, having 2 teams of 4 and having even more competition. That would be amazing. But it's great
Yeah.
to see that people willing to just play and have some fun.
Yes, some people in here are probably not gonna play every match, because they don't have the time for it, and also, yeah, the reason why you said is probably why we made this team, because the first priority is to enjoy ourselves, but the second is let's at least try our best to, I don't know, surprise someone at least, and
Yeah, and it's
as I understood it, the guys are happy that me and Haji joined, and
I
they're quite new to the competitive scene, I would say. Farno was playing competitively a lot back in the day, but other than that, other people played fewer competitive games. Maybe Ataris, Manel,
Yeah,
Portuguese guy.
I was going to say you have a name evolution, the old school legend, like the beginning of the clan time, like 2005 or something.
Hmm.
He's dearly loved in our Discord, and it's really cool to see him, still playing and having some fun with the game. You
Yeah, he's a
just have
nice
to.
guy, man.
Yeah, he's very nice. You just have to tell him next time you speak to him, he needs to be careful with the oil on his car, because sometimes his boots slip a bit in game. He'll know what I'm talking about. Just ask him next time. He tends to slide a little bit from time to time. But yeah, best of luck to him and to
Yeah,
you, Leo.
thank you, thank you. Let's hope we can surprise some people and do well and enjoy ourselves, right?
So, shall we move on to the seeding?
Yes. So the
Everyone.
seeding basically is the number 1 to number 10 for the default cup, and the seeding will decide which matches will be played in the first week, and the number 1 is on the screen already, I think,
Yeah.
or no? It's Forte. Why Forte? Well, Forte was the winner from last cup.
So Forte had to pick the number 2 seed, and then the number 2 picks the number 3 seed, etc., till there are no more
Yeah.
seats left.
Well, we obviously started with that, and some people will recognize that we did that, but halfway through, some people didn't respond. So sometimes we had the staff decide the next one. Otherwise, we would be here until Christmas, and we wouldn't have started then yet.
So let's see
First,
who picked Forte. Do you wanna do it yourself, Grim? Who did you pick?
I picked Syntax as the number 2 seed, if I'm not wrong. I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me they are. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because MQ is a bit different now. I also would have picked MQ, but it's a different lineup. So I think I don't know. I think because name is that its basic syntax is basically name and then plus Inco and Joel. So I think they might be a
Phil.
bit better. I think they might, yeah, and Phil too. I think they might be like a little bit more solid from the beginning, and they were the best team last cup in my opinion after us then. So it was a pretty easy choice to make.
Okay.
No, we
Yeah.
haven't been that active, so I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised we're number 2. I thought that we would be, MQ definitely would
Yeah, but
would be ahead of us. So, but
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
they
in the
did
last in the
they
last cup,
did take Fuber.
well,
True.
in
By
the
the way,
last
but
you
still,
were doing well too. In the last cup, you were doing well in default, but then you dropped out. I mean, you won like all your games except the one against us, I think. Didn't you? You won like all your games, I believe. Last cup.
You're talking to
I
Elysium.
think.
Yeah, I'm talking to Illusion. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to Brian. Sorry, Grim. I'm not. To be honest with you, you mean not the season, this
Last cup.
last season or the first one?
The last
Because I
cup.
didn't I didn't play the previous season, so I'm not too
You
I'm
did
not
play.
too sure. But the initial cup.
Karting Cup
Oh
in the
no, sorry.
beginning.
We did play the last season. We just didn't finish it. Yes, I think so. I think we did not drop a map, a game before we played you. I'm pretty sure, yeah. But again, I can't remember if we played MQ or not, but I don't think there were as strong teams as there are, in this season. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
too sure. I wouldn't put ourselves number
Well,
2 anyway.
well, MQ's if with the matches I saw, MQ's better players in the default cup last season were Brouwer and Fuber, and Forte took Fuber.
Yeah, but
So it's
they've
not
also
that
added
strange.
Kenzo, which is very strong. I think at least as strong as Hoover, if not more, with
In
an SMG in
default,
my opinion. But yeah, I know. But
uh,
still, it's I don't think there will be that much of a gap in my opinion with just them two. But I don't know. We'll see.
Let's move on. Illusion, who did you pick or your team?
Uh,
Inko picked.
putting me on the spot here. I should have been better prepared. I am not quite sure. Hold on, I can tell you. I want to
Too late.
say it was MQ though.
Surprise.
Okay,
Yeah,
Fairly,
Yeah,
I
fairly
take
yeah.
no
As I
normal.
said,
surprise there.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the cup this is the top three we see. But
Hopefully not in this order.
I hope so as well, man. But well,
Give one to Western Spain. Come on.
Let's move on.
I would give it to Inco just if he can silence some people in Forte because they have a big mouth, so would be good.
Well, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Come
Yeah,
on.
indeed. Let's move on. I picked Bloodsport.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
Zazu's team.
Yeah, but I think before I picked him, Basic was still in Bloodsport. I'm not sure if he actually joined, but I saw Zazu. He's playing a lot of default currently. Chris is also probably playing well at the moment, so I was also hoping that he would add maybe two more decent default players, and then they have a really strong team. And that
Taking
was
them over
my
Psychotic.
yeah. Yeah, because Psychotic
Okay.
is very strong in realism. That's for me, Psychotic is top 3 team in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Zazu and Chris are banging heads of in default at the minute, at least on
That
Frontspawn.
is
Yeah,
that is true.
They're
so
really good at the minute.
they
So
are in really strong shape. So, but yeah, that's why I picked Bloodsport.
Good.
yeah, and
Yeah,
they chose Psychotic.
they chose Psychotic indeed.
Mm.
No surprise, I think.
No surprise. Nah.
Finished default forces, then Leo's
Uh,
team, moving on to
yes.
Sensation, ill skills, graphics, and that's it.
That's it. And by having the entire seeding, we know which are going to be the first matches during the first match week, I would say.
Graphics on last place. Wow, that's a bit of a surprise, isn't it? Maybe I'm
Especially,
just biased. I'm just biased with how they used to play before. Maybe.
especially now they have JC also added, which is a very strong
Yeah.
default player.
Yeah. But maybe people didn't know that when they saw the lineup, so
No.
that could have changed maybe some votes, but I don't know.
So yeah, Leo, we want to talk about who plays who with the system,
Um,
because that's the same for realism. So
sure. Well, the system will calculate who is playing against who, and before I make any wrong, like say anything wrong, I'll get my notes out. So it at least makes sense, or hopefully it makes sense. There is a few conditions in place which help deciding what matches are going to be played. It's the current seeding. So as you can see, this is the current seeding 1 through 10. Participants are grouped by score, and then within a group, the strongest participant from the first half is paired with the strongest participant from the second half. What this means is, for example, Forte is the strongest of the first half, and Finnish Default Forces is the strongest of the second half. So there we have it, our first match. Forte versus Finnish Default Forces. And Syntax will be playing against the Breakfast Boner Club. Move Quickly will be playing against Sensation. Bloodsport will be playing against Ill Skills, and Psychotic will be playing Graphics. And during the cup, so next match week, it's not going to be just as simple as this, as the seeding will be split into half. It will calculate and look at different factors to decide the next matches. And a few of those conditions are, for example, for tiebreakers, it looks at most wins and most losses. And there is a thing called median Buchholz scoring system, which will give all the teams on the water a scoring or a rating, and by that it will also decide the seeding. It's probably really difficult, but I think it will be clear once we start playing and people will see patterns. And
just to make clear, you will not drop out. You will be get split in different divisions. So
yeah,
you will always have something to play for.
it's not set in stone yet, but the idea right now is the first four are going to be going to the playoffs for division, the first division, and the six on the bottom will be going to the second division. I think that's probably a better split than six in the first division and four in the second, considering there is probably four teams on the in the cup which are a lot better than all the other teams. So
Okay, so this will be the shadow for the first week. Like you said, for the Finnish Default Forces, Syntax, Pickers, Boner Club, Move Victory Sensation, Bloodsport, Ill Skills, Psychotic Graphics.
yes, during the next couple of days, it will be the rules will be released, and also you will know how to deal with like challenging your opponent or scheduling a date to play the match.
So this was Default. Moving on to
You
Realism, I think.
you will receive instructions, and when you receive the instructions, you can all start getting in contact with each other. For now, you know who you're playing against, and you will know more soon.
Let's move on to Realism.
Yeah, let's go a bit quicker through it because it took us almost 45 minutes to talk about 10 teams, and now we
Yeah,
have
the lineups will
16.
be mostly the same, so I think we can do it a lot quicker.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
covered quite a few teams already.
But we need to take a little bit of time to talk about the first team. Brian, who is our first team on the list?
I don't know. I cannot say that.
Yeah, me neither. There's kids around. Come on.
Yeah, maybe
Someone.
the Portuguese guy can tell it.
Yeah, Portuguese guy, come on.
So, at the expense of being ridiculed here, first team is After Reckon. Did I say
Very
it right?
nice.
Fantastic. And are we going through the lineup first, or just going through the list?
This is the list of teams. I think no
Okay, cool.
surprises here. Further.
Okay, so after Icon, Boots, the leaders making an appearance again. Empty, never heard of them. Porta, we spoke about Gen X Gaming, graphics again, ill skills, and we have Loosely Ponies. Move Quickly, Nameless, Revamped, Sensation, Psychotic Syntax, and the Brawlers. So quite a lot
Empty,
of people.
empty is what will happen if you do the first team name. Move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the lineups. Yeah, let's quickly do the ones that we did not talk about yet. So Aftekken, I think no surprise here. Same lineup every season, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad they're back. I think it's good that they're back and they always show up and enjoy the matches with a lot of passion if you watch their streams. So hopefully Lucas will stream a lot of their matches during the cup, right? Also, they're diamond, Brian. Don't forget.
Yeah, the only diamond clan in the.
Yeah, great supporters of the community. So
Actually,
really
Scott
cool to
should
see
be
them back.
joining Aftekken in this lineup then.
He should.
Scotty
Fucking,
legend.
So
fucking Scott.
moving on
And then
to Boots.
Boots. It's my clan for realism instead of the default boys.
Oh,
It's a bit of a few of the same people, except instead of the hardcore default players in the Breakfast Club, I added old teammates and also new people. Um,
Wait, you added Brixton? Am I
of
Yeah.
missing something?
course,
Did
of
the
you
only
course,
person,
did he
only
give you
person able
something
to
special?
bypass Volute. Okay,
he is going to be our solution to win this thing, you know.
flying around the map.
Yeah. I thought, or I told you guys about surprising you during the cup.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it for realism. Nah, yeah, Brixton has never played in a competitive match before, and I said you're gonna play for the first time, and you're gonna play with us, and then he said yes. That's the
That's
story.
really good.
I don't,
Another of the legends of the game, especially from this. You know, without him, probably wouldn't be here doing this today. So really cool
nah.
that he gets to play.
I think we would have all quit by now.
Yeah. So
But
thank you,
yeah,
Brixton.
Atara is back, Jojo back as well. New player that's previously played for Synergy is Lenny. I played with Sneaky before during the Roots periods when it was me, Fulburn, JJW in Roots. I played last season with Boyke and Atares, and of course Haji as well because we didn't want to leave him out. You know, would feel bad for the guy.
Okay.
George Best of
And I
Oman.
also begged him. I just had to add that because otherwise he would leave. Maybe don't leave, George. We love you. He calls us the circus, by the way. So
The team
Okay,
chemistry is perfect already.
yeah. Next
Okay.
team,
Deleters.
deleters.
Family
Rob,
Arcantos.
They're
yeah,
going to
man.
delete a lot of teams in this competition, or they're going to delete themselves halfway through. What is it going to be?
At
It
least there are
depends on how
some.
the scores go.
At least there are some active other players in the lineup. So let's
Yeah,
hope they end this cup finally.
I'm I'm happy that Fontex is their captain instead of Arcantos, so we have a lot more confidence in them finishing the cup. So I hope Fontex will keep the team together, and good to see added Scorpio and Ghetto, good players.
Yeah, they can upset other clans if they get a good day, definitely. So, bit probably the most controversial team, if you will. Maybe a bit harsh on them, but definitely some experience there.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
good luck to them. There's a stupid Forte
Indeed.
clan again. Let's skip them.
Yeah,
Nah, they will just do as good in realism as stable during default, and they probably will change a bit in their lineup depending if it's realism or default. Probably, I would assume BH is playing more realism than he is default, and Timmy is more playing default than he is realism.
Yeah.
That's what I would assume.
If with the addition of Uber, if he keeps playing as he has in the previous seasons, it's definitely going to be tough to play against them. A very strong lineup.
Yeah.
Grim is all
Well,
quiet.
yeah,
Yeah,
Grim.
I'm staying quiet. Yeah.
Does not want to reveal his secrets.
Well,
I
I
don't know
think we
yet.
just did.
I think I don't know. Biatch might play a bit more. Yeah, but he enjoys default as well. But I'm not sure.
That's a good problem to have, to be honest.
Yeah. Mm, yeah,
Okay.
we'll
Let's
see.
You'll do
move
well.
on to
Gen X.
Gen X Gaming. Winchester back with his team. He stepped away from the leader role and played last season, or maybe even the one before that, in another team. And now he made a team himself again. And he brought back some people like Micho.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that you see normally on the public service playing. Cool to see them gathering up and playing competitively.
Yeah, and they also added a new legend in the making called Gas Mask. Let's hope they do well. And it's a nice addition, by the way. Zenit as apparently he's in a sub role or something. But if he plays a lot of matches, he can definitely upset some of the mid to lower team half. You know.
Absolutely.
Okay. Graphics. I think no surprise here. Except that Danny is playing here and in default he's
And then
playing
he's
for
playing for them.
Bloodsport.
Yeah. Same. I'm looking forward to the streams.
No Scotty though.
Yeah, no Scotty. I hope Scotty will join, but might be the end of him if he plays
Scotty, if you're
finishes.
listening, please do it for the community.
Either join After Echo or join Graphics. You have to.
Okay.
And there's the team I played last season for, loosely fucking. Me, Atares, and Boyke played with them, and then this season, yeah, there's been
Oh,
a change
Nandor
up.
is playing for them. Okay.
Yeah, I played with
Good player,
Nando.
Nandor.
Yeah, I played with him last season. It was fun. And now they added Chris, Sol, and Marky.
Could be an alright team.
Nice mix-up.
Yeah, it could be all right team. Especially when there's macros around. Yeah, good luck to them. I hope they do well. And Nander is probably their best player, and he can make a decision here and there which will make it quite difficult for the opponent.
I think we can say the same about ill skills and then with Pier. He can be super Pier sometimes.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Super Priya is the drunk one or the sober one, but
Nobody knows.
he doesn't even know himself, I don't think. Yeah, and then we have Move Quickly, same. Just as strong in default as they are in realism, probably more stronger in realism than default, but then again, who knows? Let's
See
see.
how the mix-up goes.
Yeah.
It's the same flag, it's just
Yeah, it's just sideways.
yeah,
Exactly.
sideways indeed.
Just to keep it consistent.
Yeah. Red, white, blue. Nameless.
There's a
KGB and
fun little
Kazakh with
team.
his guys.
Yeah. I think they can be a pain in the ass to a lot of people.
If you underestimate, then indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good they're back though, or they played last season as well, but good they're still here.
Did pretty alright, I think, last cup.
Yeah,
Hopefully some 5v5s with them.
Yeah.
probably will. I think.
Then we have revamped.
Yeah,
Basically
it's
spectators, right?
what? Sorry.
Basically spectators, right? From Division 2 that won the last cup.
Yeah, I think they added
Exception
raids
of
though.
Basic.
Rage is
Yeah, they
very
added
good.
Rage. Basic played for them last cup, didn't they? quite consistent on the lower division. So, and they've been playing a lot together recently as well on Frontspawn. So, be good playing against them. And take the opportunity to say happy birthday to Marcelo. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday, man.
Oh, I need to add that to the bot.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday,
Marcelo.
Marcelo. I hope he enjoys a lot of chicken today.
Yeah. He hasn't been playing as much. His new role as father of the house is being a bit tough on him, poor guy. So hopefully Moha will cheer him up.
Father of the house. He's recently became a father
Yeah,
or something?
yeah. Maybe that wasn't the best saying, but yeah, he became
Oh.
a dad a couple of months ago.
Okay.
Congratulations, Marcelo. So let's go
So
to sensation.
he bought a few more chickens, right? That's what you meant. Okay.
Leave him alone, poor guy.
Sensation.
Sensation. Exactly the same lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they basically signed up all these players for both default and realism,
That's cool. Okay.
and they will have a mix, just like Forte. Probably a few guys will play more default, and a few guys will play more realism. But
Okay.
I guess we said all we could say about them. Psychotic, yeah, same story almost. Probably have a better chance in realism than they do in default.
I'd say so, yeah.
Then syntax, the number 2 of previous MGL.
Move on their shit.
Yeah. Just ignore them.
Without Grim.
I think they also have like MQ a good and Forte as well. They have a good mix of guys for default and a good mix of guys for realism. I hope you guys will play a lot of 5v5 as well, because I heard Inco only wanted to play 4v4 in the previous cup. Probably easier to carry, but
I don't know. I think we'll be stronger in realism than in default. And I also think that if 5v5s, are available, it would probably play to our strengths. But I don't know. I think regardless, it's a strong lineup whoever plays, and of course, again, like as in default, playing against Inco in realism is a nightmare for anyone, regardless of the map and whatnot. I think it's going to be fun playing with him.
Inco is the only person that does not speak Portuguese, right?
Not yet. No, we're giving him a
yet.
crash course. So hopefully we'll get there before the cup starts. But I don't think it will be an issue.
No.
English comms we're pretty used to it. I think everyone is pretty fluent, and it might even be a good. It's not a good thing when we're not playing when he's when he dies in a round. But speaking in Portuguese with all of the other guys is obviously a plus for us as well. So we'll see.
who's going to lead you guys, by the way? Because
Who's going to? Sorry.
who's going to lead the team? Who's like I know he's the captain, Inco is, but
Um, uh, I don't know if there's a leader per se. I think everyone has played so much for so long that everyone kind of knows what to do. We'll just just go along as the match as the matches progress, and I don't think there's someone that will be calling the shots per se. But
Democratic
I don't
shot
know.
caller.
I don't know. Well, saying that, maybe it would be. I don't know. Maybe for Rinko easier to to play around his style because he hasn't played with us as much. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
have you guys talked about who's going to be the four main people and who's going to be the fifth and who's going to be the substitute?
Um, not yet, but I don't think that will be an issue. I don't think Joel will probably play as much because he works in a hospital in Switzerland, and with all of COVID and stuff, he isn't around as much as he would like probably. So maybe to start, there's the four out of the five of us will just happily play as whoever is available on the day.
I'm
Can
But
you not,
saying
Phil, but
official
can you
Phil
stuff.
will
not take my
definitely play.
bait, Illusion? All I wanted for you to say that Phil is going to be benched. Can you not
No,
just
I don't like to
I'm
do that to
kidding.
Phil.
No,
It,
no, no.
just yesterday, Phil was, crying on Discord saying he always gets bullied in every Discord channel he joins, and it's just not fair on the guy. We'll give him a break for the day.
I love the guy. He's a
The
good
legend.
guy.
Phil the legend.
He is a legend.
Yeah, man.
The last team is Brawlers. Yeah.
Same
Spoxes.
guys as previous, right? The previous brawlers.
Yeah. But they used to send in 2 teams. It now is just one.
And they used to be really active on Frontspawn as well, and now not so much.
No, you don't see it often. Spokes maybe sometimes, but the rest,
Maybe
Pretty
they
decent
will come back.
for the lower part of realism. Sounds a bit like we're talking down, but I don't mean
yeah.
it like that. It's just a good contender probably for the second division or something, or maybe third.
Let's move on to the seeding.
Yeah. Same story here. A lot of team captains were asked if they want to decide who should be seeding below them, but a lot of people were not around to respond. Well, but the expectations were a bit different than the reality, so we had to adapt and make some choices along the way ourselves. But this is the seeding, the top 16, 1 to 16.
No,
Number
no,
one.
I was around, so I picked Illusion.
Surprise.
Is it? Final of last season, like last few years, always the same. MQ versus Knights.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite balanced. And you're going to ask me the same question again, and I have absolutely no idea. So I'm going to take a gamble in Forte, but I am not sure.
Yeah, it is Fort.
I was just kidding. I was 100% sure who it was.
Quite funny, same top three in default and realism, except different order.
If I would have picked myself, I would have picked Psychotic, so this is a surprise for me. Not to say that Forte is weak or something.
Well, Grim
No,
thought
but
differently, right? Grim thought some other
that's
team were better than Psychotic, so
No, I just picked. I think I picked. What was it? Deleters. Yeah. No, I
yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. I'm
I
throwing
tried
you under the
to.
bus.
No, no, no. Well, originally I wanted to pick Psychotic, I guess, but I don't know. I thought it would be good to shake it up a bit in terms of maybe the matchups, you know. But I guess if you wanted to do that, then everybody had to pick like a random seed. But anyway, I just picked the leaders. Yeah, I think they can. I don't know. I don't think they're a weak team. I think they can do some upsets. I guess.
Oh,
yeah, I
definitely.
agree
In
with that.
realism, even more than default.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well,
Fontex, his screen looks like he's in the fucking, the ISS space station.
He can see the back standing still. So
let's
Yeah.
just scroll down until we see Breakfast Boners Club. So Psychotic.
Breakfast Bonus Club is not in here.
you're gonna be scrolling for a long time,
Boots,
Brian.
sorry, Boots. Yeah, there's Leo's clan.
Yes.
I think we also had the top of the half because Boots is seat number
9.
9. So I guess I will
The
play
top, the
you.
top, yeah, like I explained before, the top half will play the bottom half, and that means Move Quickly will play against the best of the bottom half, according to the seeding. There's nothing is set in stone yet, but according to the seeding, we are with Boots the best team of the bottom half. So that means the first match, me with Boots will be playing Move Quickly. Fun.
You were setting up the teams, man. Come on, could have done better
Who
than
did you
that.
pick, Leo?
Who I picked?
Yeah.
Fuck knows, I don't remember. Move, scroll down. Oh,
Nice.
ill skills. Yeah. I picked ill skills
Okay.
because Crazy One is my my best friend.
And we have one team with an empty round, which is graphics.
What do you mean? Empty round?
Because graphics is
Oh,
the
yeah.
bottom of the
Well,
first, and then
I wanted to add if anyone is watching and they're still willing to form a team and they think that right now, like, oh, maybe it's gonna be fun to join this cup or whatever we call it, then we have an empty spot. The reason why we have an empty spot right now is because we need even teams, and we could have declined one of the 15 teams that signed up, but that would be bit unfortunate to do that. So we have an empty spot now. Uh,
And can teams still join if they were looking to, just to fill
yeah,
in that gap? That would be,
yeah. One
would be
team
good.
can join. You can message me or Brian or open a support ticket. You can also message Grim, any of the people in the staff. Um, just let us know who you're thinking of your team will be, and we can decide to add you. Obviously, if you have a normal team with the players that are active, we will accept you immediately. But we also have had already people asking to join, and then we ask them, "What is your team gonna be?" And then they named a bunch of people we have never heard of before. So
so that
that's just gonna be waiting for a disaster to happen and a lots of no shows. Then we rather have just an empty spot. Because if you play against an empty spot right now, that means you have a free win, which might sound a bit like it's unfair for some people, but shit happens. But the losers are gonna have a free win, so it's not gonna be deciding who is on the top or who's the best.
so just to make clear, if there is a team that is filling that spot, they will play graphics, because that's how the system works.
Hopefully, we'll get someone. Will
Let's
be good.
check the
Maybe the Finnish
schedule.
guys want to play some realism.
I don't
Will
know.
be good.
I doubt that, to be honest.
They can still use SMGs if they want. It'll be fun.
They don't even want to play realism on Frontspawn.
So this is the first match week.
Move quickly versus us, Boots, Syntax versus Ill Skills, Forte versus Loosely Fucking, Deleters versus The Brawlers, Psychotic versus Sensation, Revamped versus Genix Gaming, Nameless versus After Equipment Whoa, and Graphics right now versus an empty team, which means a free win, but hopefully another team will sign up with a team, or another guy will sign up his team, and he has a roster. To add a little deadline to that, we're supposed to start the cup on the 24th. So I would like to give people to sign up for the empty spot until the 23rd, 23:59 CAT time. So 1 minute before 12. If nobody has signed up, it will stay empty.
Line up, guys. Come on. Get the
Okay.
Brazilians in. Come on, Kellinger.
Okay. Well, that's it, I think.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Looking forward to start.
Thanks everyone for signing up.
And for watching. And
Yeah, and for watching
you,
this.
thank you guys for joining in.
Little bit of information.
Thank you, James.
The seeding of all the teams will be live on the website in just a bit. Let's say tonight. Soon there will be also the matches for each match week will be live on the website. And before we start, we will make sure the rules are there as well. Considering there's no major rule changes, just expect a bit of the same as last season, with a few minor changes here and there in wording, I suppose. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Yes.
Yep.
guys.
See you guys.
Bye bye.
And thank you, Elysian and Grim, and also Brian for streaming, but you guys for joining us last minute.
I already said that.
Oh,
Pay attention, Leo.
I'm the cunt here. I want to have the last word, Brian.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Do the last word.
Thank you guys for joining.
Bye bye.
And George, I love you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.